Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to plant some corn. We're going to bring you guys along. I hope you enjoy. We have the John Deere 7000 planter hooked up. We've already done a previous video on this. I will pop a link to it in the top corner of the video now. We are going to do a test, and we have our seed corn partially loaded in each box. I believe Charlie said we're going to put the corn in at about 2 inches. It is super dry, but we are up against a deadline because we have rain coming tonight, allegedly. So we're gonna go ahead, grease our units. We forgot to do that in the previous video, and then we'll be ready to head to the field. We are here in the cab. We have the tractor revved up to 1600 RPMs. I think is going to be a nice happy medium. We have our GPS all set up. We're done with that. And we are also running our vacuum system at just over 20. And then once we start driving, it sucks right down to 20. Now we'll go outside and look at what we planted. We'll look at the TS110 just purring away. You can see the planter. It's kind of a wretched sound, but it is what it is. And then right back here, we had a nice variance. If I can find it back. Oh yes, right here. We are right at about 6 inches apart, which is what they say that you want. There's probably one in this grass here, but here's another for instance. There's one right there, and then there's one right there. So I think we are in the zone. Everything appears to be working well. We will check back in once we hit the field. We have arrived at the field just in time. They are finishing up putting on our 32. Charlie's waiting down in the gator. He's going to hit it with the cultipacker. We're just waiting under the shade tree. Everything appears to be running good. GPS is all linked up. I'm getting excited. Charlie is heading across the creek to jump on the G1000 Vista. He's going to start cultipacking, and we're using the fingers in the cultipacker to work in the 32, and then I'm going to be planting right behind him. If you haven't already, hit that like button. It really helps out the channel and doesn't cost you anything. We will check back in once I'm planting. Okay, we're going to get started. Drop our planter. Make sure that we're lined up. Then we're going to set our A point. We have our A point set. We have our A point set. Now I'm going to raise the planter up, go all the way to the end of the field, set our B point, and then we will be ready to start planting. Okay, we have everything spooled up and set. We have our AB line set. I have the clutches removed. We're going to go about 50 feet down the field. Make sure that all 4 rows are planting, because we have an unproven monitor. Everything should work properly. I called a friend of mine and asked him if I need to back up a little bit when I stop in the middle of a field, and he said that he always does. That way he doesn't have any gaps. So that's what I'm going to do. Appreciate the help, Clay. Let's go ahead and get rolling. We're going to go ahead, start out slow, make sure we're rolling forward. Engage the GPS. Parking brake. Engage the planter. We're going to go about 50 feet, then we're going to hop out and make sure that everything is planting properly. Monitor doesn't appear to be doing much. I would think these lights would flicker. Not sure. Who could say? That should be good enough. Let's go ahead, raise everything up. Everything raised up good. We're going to go ahead and reverse a little bit. There we go. Now let's hop out and make sure everything's planting properly. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have success. I'll flip over and show you the ground. Hoping this will come through on camera. We have a kernel right here. Just buried in for you. And then one right there. You slide over. There's one right here. Right there's one. There's another. This one does appear to be a little close, but I think it might just be the nature of the beast. Right there, right there. You come over here, we have another two. Right there, and right there. So I think we're planting corn, as Charlie said. I'm gonna get my first pass out of the way off camera. There's just a lot going on over here for me to wrangle and shoot YouTube at the same time. So I will bring you back when we're at the far end of the field. I'm just more accustomed to just having a hydraulic lever here using an old 5100 grain drill or the 750 grain drill on the channel. Charlie is over on the G1000 cultipacking away. We've got an awesome seed bed established. Not really cloddy, just looking really good. Now that I have everything rolling, I thought I would bring you back. We're at 2.2 miles per hour. Just hit our button, go up a gear. Steering wheel is in the way. Sucker. We're at 2.7, just cruising. Ag leader in command is keeping us on track. Everything appears to be doing really good. This may not be a very exciting video for you guys, just planting corn, but it's extremely exciting for old Wildcat Willie. I'm having a blast. Get to use this modern machinery. Kind of spoils you. I got the air a-pumping. We're rocking just north of 1600 RPM, which I think is a good speed. We want to keep that air gauge on the 20 or slightly above. I'm going to go ahead, pick up some speed. Whoa. We might have a blockage. Okay, that was interesting. We're learning together. Let's go check everything out, make sure all 4 rows are planting. Perhaps my sensitivity is too high or something. Comment below, I really know nothing about this. Okay, we are back planting. Not sure if maybe the speed caused it to malfunction or something, but it appears that we are going to town. It did chirp one more time off camera, so I'm gonna check one more time before we start making full passes back and forth. Hopefully it was just a false computing error. I don't know what to say. We'll check here in another 20 feet or so. When I got out after it chirped the first time, all the rows had corn planted in them, so not exactly sure. Maybe it's a speed thing. Maybe I'll have to maintain a slower speed. I don't know. Really wish they would have gave me the modern computer. Looking back at the tractor, thought this was interesting. As I raised it up, we have corn kernels. So I know that our tube is not plugged. A little hard to tell here, but we have one right there and one right there. Now, if I wasn't on an end row or an edge row here next to the neighbors, it would be easier to tell out on the good tilled ground. So I'm gonna go ahead, turn around, and make a whole nother pass non-stop unless I get a major chirp warning in the cab. We are started on our second pass, pass 1R. Everything appears to be going well. We already know that we are set up on 30-inch rows because we did the test in the field behind Charlie's shop. So I'm gonna now try to see if I can pick up some speed. See if my monitor goes haywire. We're in 6 low, 2.8 miles per hour. 7 low. No warnings as of yet. Everything appears to be running well, running smooth. No warnings. I'm gonna go for it. Very interesting. I want to go a good 20-30 feet. Now I'm going to go dig. I'm going to go dig and see. I know that box 2 is actually box 3, and I'm wishing now we would have tested each one and relabeled them properly. So I'm gonna go look at box 3, which is marked as box 2, and we will see what happens. Really weird, guys. I'm guessing maybe this monitor just does not like going fast. I was really wanting to get up to 4 miles an hour, but I may just have to settle for, see if I can go to 7 without it squealing. 3.3, 3.4. So it appears to like that. Everything seems normal. Sure, that's a wretched sound. Maybe can I, is this sensitivity right here? Doesn't seem to do it. Well, maybe. Okay, interesting. Guarantee we are still planting. Let's put it back and see if it acts up. Very, very weird. I can definitely see why they wanted rid of this thing. At least they could have labeled this. Come on, John Deere. Sensitivity. Speaker, I don't know. On, off. They got that right. High, low. I don't know. Oh, here we go again. Let's see if changing this changes it. Okay, maybe I'm going down too low. I'm going to make a few passes. I'm going to leave it set right there for the next whole pass and see if we run into any issue. Comment below if you know more about these older systems like this. Pretty frustrating for me, but maybe you guys know something I don't. We'll check back in a few passes. I lied to you guys. I said I would check back in a few passes. We are at 4.1 and our monitor is doing great. So I think maybe I just had my sensitivity down too much. Very odd and backwards to me. I would think that the plus would be more sensitive, but I guess not. I don't know. This thing's old as the hills. We're flying comparatively. 4 miles, 4.1 miles per hour. Let's plant. One thing is for sure, you would really have a hard time with Charlie using the cultipacker and going this direction, you would have an extremely hard time, in my opinion, seeing where you had to go. I'm very grateful for the Ag Leader in Command 800. That is an awesome system, and you would really be relying on your markers, which I know that's how they did it back in olden times, but it's nice to have this new equipment. Praise the Lord for that. I'm going to get to the end of this row, and then I will start doing some camera work. Mid-action report. Everything is running excellent. Looks like the phone's getting a little hot. It's getting a little skippy. It does that, especially when you're plowing right into the sun, or planting right into the sun, I should say. Everything appears to be working really, really, really well. I don't know if you can tell how straight those lines are, but the Ag Leader in Command 800 is keeping us in command. No pun intended. let's hop back in the tractor. We'll check back in a little later. Might need to let the phone cool down. We are planting right along, and I am even live. Hello, everybody. We have planted 3.25. We are planting at 4.1 miles per hour. Everything is running exceptionally well. Planter is just sailing right along. And if we are like 3/8 done through the field. It's just awesome. I am living the life. The GPS is doing the work. All I have to do is turn around, got the air conditioner pumping. This is sweet. Absolutely love it. I wanted to shoot this portion of the video so you can see what I have to do when I turn around. Bouncy right here. Just shifting from low 5 all the way up to low 8. That's it. That's all there is to it. Dare I say it, you can Netflix and plant. I don't know. Oh, I'm really having fun. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. I will get you guys started back on the planter here at the end of the next row. I wanted to quickly look at my monitor. You can see that we have done 8.07 acres, and this is an 8-acre field. And you can see the coverage that I have. I did have one point row, I guess you would call it. And then here, it looks like I didn't cover it, but that's because this system only activates when the steering wheel is engaged. So I did plant my corners. That's how it looks. And it's very exciting to use this system. I really, really, really like it. This is the only stone I have ever found in this field. I'm gonna get him out of here. He's a cab rock now. The New Holland TS110 did absolutely awesome. Absolutely love this tractor. Just a powerhouse. I would love to have an identical one, yellow and everything, but I would love to have the front wheel assist version as well. The planter, as far as I know, did great. I still have seed in the boxes. My monitor would chirp at me for half a second, just once in a grand while, and I just kept rolling because I think it might have been a sensitivity issue. Everything ran really, really nice. Not too much more to say about it. We will have to check back in once the corn starts coming up. But one thing I can certainly say, our rows are straight as an arrow, which is pretty awesome. Didn't have to use the row markers. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the corn planting video. I would like to thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next time.